Hello and welcome back to another episode of Marvel Mad, and we have another Marvel Mad review, and we are starting off strong with the first two episodes of Daredevil Born Again. And oh boy, I'll give my first reactions upon the shorts on the channel as well, but god damn, this again, full spoilers for all of Daredevil. We'll have spoilers for each episode and everything like that, so spoiler review for the first two episodes, but it's so good. How they start this episode and how like gut-wrenching it is for the first half hour, Jesus wept. I feel sorry for the actor that plays Foggy, because they fight hard tooth and nail to bring them all back and bring everybody back together in a lot for this new series, and then you kill him off in the first half hour. What the hell? It's like, my Jesus, I was gutted. At 7 in the morning, I was screaming at the telly like, what the fuck are you doing? What? But yeah, really strong first episode. Second episode was a bit, I know, I can see people being a bit disheartened and like, not disinterested, but they're like, where's all the action, where's all the and that lot. But I liked it. I think things are really two strong episodes to start off with, but I can see people have been losing a bit of faith in the series in that second episode, because they're not going to see all the superheroes and fighting and stuff like that. Myself, I don't mind. I think it's really good, but it's nice to see both sides of it as well. See the superhero, vigilante, Daredevil, Matt Murdock, and then you see the crime fighting lawyer, attorney, defendant, or whatever it is, human side of him, sort of thing, still with the elements, his special abilities and stuff like that. But yeah, we'll just go through it, because my lord, there's a lot to talk about in these first two episodes. It's so good. But yeah, the first episode, obviously they're celebrating like a case, I'm presuming they've done well, and just Bullseye goes on a killing spree, absolute massive killing spree, taking out cops. He sort of trick him, like Foggy's got like a defendant, a client that needs help because they think they're breaking into his apartment, and he goes off and does Daredevil and goes and thinks he's going to help him out, but then all of a sudden he realises he's been tricked. Like, now he's out the way, Bullseye can just go in and take out them all. It's like, Christ, that first shot when you see Foggy go down and then the coppers start rushing out the shop, they get taken down. It's like, oh my lord, no, not like this, crying out loud. But yeah, so obviously Daredevil comes out, fights, kicks the level, crap and screaming. Oh, so obviously they work their way to the roof, and that shot, the stairwell shot of them fighting, and like, how many knives did Daredevil have in him? Jesus wept. And it's just like, that's brutal, absolutely brutal. But yeah, they're fighting all up the stairs and everything, and what's gut wrenching as well is you can hear Daredevil, like Foggy's last breaths, and just like going out and stuff like that sort of thing. And that is, we did say, obviously we did a preview of Daredevil on the Project Assemble channel. It will be out, but obviously it's not going to come out till Friday, so it is going to be like a week. It is a week behind it coming out, but we did mention that anyway. Me and Nate from Flip Media are putting out episodes of each reviews of each episode out on the channel, on each channel, so definitely going to check Nate's out as well. But we knew one of them was going to die, or something was going to happen to him, not this early in. Jesus wept. And obviously that makes Matt snap, and he's almost like, even as just top of the roof, and he's just pummeling him, and I thought he was going to get killed there, but then he literally just like rolls him off the roof. And how he hits that bling pavement, my lord. I was adamant, well, that's it then. All the trailers and stuff like that, so Bull, he's dead. He's just dead. But obviously he's actually survived. Daredevil's just heartbroken and just, yeah, sort of thing. He's like devastated. Takes the helmet out, rolls off. But then obviously a copper, one of his friends and like investigators come up and sees it's Matt, and he's like, Matt? And then it just cuts there, and like, oh my lord, what an opening to that. Just, oh, so good. But then obviously it's been like a year, and there's the moment where they're both looking through suits, and it's a proper like yin and yang moment. Like, they're doing exactly the same thing. It's like the same person, but just on two different like the scales of it, it's just so good in that law. We see that obviously Bullseye's been put down for life, and Karen's not really speaking to Matt because of what's happened, sort of thing. You find out that Matt was just hid himself away because he was devastated. She's gone to San Francisco, which is quite interesting because is like Ant-Man and maybe like little remnants of the startups, maybe the Young Avengers or something like that starting in San Francisco. I'm not too sure. You'll have to correct me or anything like that sort of thing, because she did say, oh, it's not too much different to here sort of thing, which was quite funny. So yeah, it's just like Bullseye gets put down for life, but actually how long for? Because you know he's going to break out. It's bloody Bullseye and that lot. And then that's where you start to get into the motion of Fisk becoming mayor and trying to correct the city, and yeah, it's just like, if you know what happens in the comics, this series is going to be so good. Mayor Fisk at the helm. Oh dear, that lot. Obviously we've got a new love interest now because he's working with another like attorney, because she was hitting on Fogger at the beginning of the series, and now like Matt and her have like joined forces now, made their own like law firm and stuff. She sends to this like witness that needs help and that, but it's not actually she sends him to a counsellor, and it's sort of like okay sort of them one. But they do sit down and chat, and she's the new love interest, which I'll be very interested to see if Karen either catches them at it or like has an interaction there, because that's going to be a really fiery, intense sort of scene. That is like, oh dear, like ex-girlfriend meeting new girlfriend, like okay. But there's more to talk about that later on anyway. And then near the end of that, when they have that scene in the diner, because with him becoming mayor as well, it properly affects Matt, and he's like just wants to really, I don't know, throttle him sort of thing pretty much. Yeah, it's like, what the hell? And the chatting, and they have like a little bit about back and forth sort of thing, and he says he's not responsible for Foggy's death. Now, is that really true? Can we really trust Fisk sort of thing? And then like Daredevil's like, well, if you become mayor and like find anything's dodgy, then I will be coming after you. And then Fisk's like, well, if I become mayor and you won't have all your little Cape Crusaders and like vigilantes running around and walking out, and I'll be coming after you, which is just really good. A nice reference as well to Echo, like they're referencing what's happened in the old series as well, like especially with that BB reporter, because I think her uncle is a reporter that's had a lot of interaction with Fisk from the original Netflix series. I'll be really interested to see if they widen it up. So they mentioned Echo later on in the next series, next episode, which I'll explain. They mention other people as well. So it's like you're not staying all that contained, but you are in a way. I don't know. I can't explain it. If you get me, you know what I mean. But yeah, it's just like, oh boy. Then obviously at the end, he does actually become mayor. He's announced that he's become mayor. You see the effect that has on Matt, and he's like, something's not right here, sort of thing. But then the effects as well, like the lights and stuff. So you have the red light shining on Matt during where there's a load of kicking off, and people are pissed and stuff like that. But people are also cheering because he's won. You have like the red shimmer light on him, and he's like, yeah, you know, he's gonna have to go back to that person he once was. But he's not going to hold back anymore, and he's just not going to hold his punches and stuff like that, which you've seen with Bullseye. And then Fisk with the blue and like the white, and in a way it's showing like, right, he's won, now this is the next step and what's going to happen sort of thing. But yeah, the first episode was really strong opening, really strong first episode. Now the second episode, to me, it was still really good. Like, I was still fully invested. I was really liking it, but the lapsed fans or people that, I don't know, I can't explain it. It's the people that want all the action but none of the backstory or like the storylines running underneath. I can see them losing a bit of faith and like wanting to switch off at this point, which I'd be gutted about, because I'm full in. I'm well looking forward to all this now. But it's a bit of a shame if they drop out after this second episode because of it's like the skulking around and the under stuff, the hero vigilante stuff. But a really good start as well. Like, he's got a New Year's speech to save New York, and he referenced Punisher, he referenced Spider-Man, he referenced Daredevil, which I think was really, really good. And it was like, yeah, he sees you all, but what you're doing now is not going to last, sort of thing, which is really, really good. And I forgot to mention as well that the intro to the show as well now, where everything's crumbling down, like the law, you've got like police badges, I think you've got the Fisk as well as Daredevil as well. They're all crumbling down. Like, by the end of the episode, by the end of the intro, it's just Daredevil that's been brought back up again. Now I wonder, after each episode or by the end of the series, in that intro we'll have him building himself back up as the Daredevil in the red suit. But that intro is really cool. It really symbolises like everything's lost now. It's all corrupt. It's all knackered. The only one true shining light would be Daredevil, which is quite interesting. But yeah, starting up with like this random bloke is like trying to help somebody, and he splits them up, and the witness runs off, but then these two people start getting a massive fight with this lad that's just saved them, and then he like stops them, and then one of them trips and goes straight into a bloody train. I was like, oh dear, they really ain't messing around with anything in this. Like, it's mature for a reason, because they are proper going all hell for leather. But it was really weird way to start it. And then obviously we find out that these two blokes are cops, which obviously just corrupt anyway, straight away. Matt hears them in the police precinct, I think that's what you call it, kicking the hell out of him, trying to get a confession, which he obviously doesn't give. Try and take it to court for first hearing sort of thing. He's got no bail, just going straight back in Nick. But Matt sort of hears his case, and I want to represent you, because I believe you, but there's more to it, sort of thing. And then they go and see his wife and say, we need your help to be there, support, sort of thing. And when the cops walking round, we find out that it's actually White Tiger. This chap, that's White Tiger, and Carmen de los Reyes. I hope I pronounced that right and everything. Unfortunately, he passed away in December 2023, which was really gutting, because he looked just like he played the White Tiger really, really well. And I'll be wondering if this is going to be like a mantle where he can pass it down to people. Obviously, because of his untimely passing, bless him. I'll be really interested with that. But yeah, we find out that he's the White Tiger, and it's like, I like as well how they're going about his mystical amulet. That is a source of power for the White Tiger, so I'll be very interested to see if that's explained upon more, sort of thing. Yeah, so it's quite a nice way to bring that in, sort of thing, because you do see like clips and stuff of the White Tiger helping people, but Matt was thinking like he's just going out there to look for trouble, and if I can find that out, they're going to find it out, and it's like this person versus the whole New York Police Department and the city, sort of thing. So they need to make sure that's not used against him, because he is trying to just be the right guy and help, sort of thing. So obviously I did quite like as well, Matt's rushing through the city now, and there's a bit where this taxi pulls up and nearly takes him out, and for a second he's looking at it, and I'm like, you're gonna say the lines I'm walking here. Obviously they're made famous by Dustin Hoffman in Midnight Cowboys, but I sort of looked, it was like and he didn't, obviously, which was quite funny in that lot. But yeah, we we see Matt's love interest. She's obviously a counsellor, and like she obviously helps people and stuff like that. But then all of a sudden, one of Fisk's like team is there to get her to help with Fisk and Vanessa's relationship, basically. And again, we get more references to previous things that happened. But I don't know whether, if Matt finds out that she's helping Fisk, not in a bad way or anything like that, I can still see him being like, that's not going to go down well, and he's going to be pissed. And I can see that's what's, maybe by the end of the series, that's what's going to cut him off, sort of thing, or something's going to be said, or there's going to be an overlap somewhere, and he notices something like that, and there's going to be like, oh yeah, Matt's going to be pissed with that. But I'm not too sure. But obviously they find the witness that ran away, and like, they need him as like a real big help towards the case, because he obviously, Matt follows this corrupt cop back, listens in on him, and like finds out he's going after this witness now to kill him, to just like proper put it in bed and you're done, sort of thing. He goes and follows him, sort of thing, gets his other mate, the cop that knows he's Daredevil, to help him out and get the witness to safety. So he gets to the apartment first before the corrupt cops do, gets him out, the corrupt cops come in, and then it's like they start laying into him and they're going to kill him. And that fight scene in there as well, it's like they really ain't holding back. But then you see on his wrist a little Punisher tattoo, basically. And I'm wondering if that's how they're going to change his skull, because obviously we all know Punisher's skull has been used by titheads, basically, for the total wrong reasons. And I wonder if they're going to change it here, because if you see that on somebody, you're going to think it's going to be the Punisher, or they're working with the Punisher, and you don't want that crap at all. So I'll be really interested if they're going to change him into the Hydra-looking one that he has now in the comics, or if they're going to try and change the skull to a different sort of type. I'll be very interested to see. But yeah, so good. He's probably not holding back either. Like he snaps somebody's arm, just like looks like blood's pouring out of his wrist now. Like he literally takes this other bloke out, and for a minute I thought, as he dumps him on his head, he's like, you just killed him, you just broke his neck, what the hell? So yeah, and obviously he screams at the end of that second episode. But I can't wait for this series. This series is going to be so good. It's going to be so nice, gritty. Oh yes, it's going to be good. But yeah, anyway, come back each and every Thursday. We'll have a review of the episodes each week until we get to the series, and then that last episode is going to be a season finale, look at it all, sort of thing, and the rating as well at the end of the series. But yeah, starting this off strong, and I cannot wait for more. It's going to be so good. But yeah, so anyway, thank you very much for joining us on another episode of Marvel Mad, and we'll see you all next time. Thank you very much, and goodbye.